Hello and welcome to No Spin. I'm Nidhi Razdan. Well, as the countdown begins for next year's Lok Sabha elections, Telangana Chief Minister and BRS Chief K Chandrashekhar Rao is pushing hard to create his non-Congress front to take on the BJP. So today he held a big meeting in Hyderabad, and those in attendance included Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister of Punjab, Kerala's Chief Minister, the CPM's Pinarayi Vijayan, SP Chief and former UP CM Akhilesh Yadav, as well as the CPI's D. Raja. So they were all there for KCR's meeting as he makes a national push. But the meeting only really exposed just how fractured the opposition really is. The Congress, of course, was left out of it because they've primarily been pushing for the Congress to be kept out. And the Congress has returned the favour as well by leaving out the TRS and the Aam Admi Party for invitations to the final leg of the Bharat Jodo Yatra in Jammu and Kashmir at the end of the month. So the question is an opposition front without the Congress actually going to work? Because in many states and many seats, it's still primarily a BJP versus Congress contest. Or can regional parties actually get together, minus the Congress, and call the shots on their own? Well, let's get straight to our panelists this evening. Rachna Reddy of the BJP, spokesperson of the BJP, joining us tonight. Supriya Srinath, national spokesperson of the Congress. Krishank Mane, spokesperson of the TRS, is with us. Dr. Manisha Priyam, political analyst, joining us. Senior journalist Ashutosh and Dr. Fawad Halim of the CPM, all with us this evening. Thank you very much to all of you for being with us. I'd like to begin with our experts first. Ashutosh, to you first. Is KCR's dream going to work? A front without the Congress?
Rather asking this question whether the KCR's front will work, I think the question should be asked, what will be the role of KCR and his front? Can they go against opposition unity? Can they, in the drive to keep Congress away from any front, can they go said and done? This front is again an anti-BJP front, anti-Modi front. So whether today or tomorrow, whether before election or after elections, they have no other option than to go with the with the anti-BJP front, whatever front it is, whether it is with Congress party or without the Congress party. So my understanding is that the no front is complete without the Congress. If any front tries to avoid Congress party, is something which has to be looked into. But then again, it's almost 15 months away, 2024 elections. So lot water has to be flown because the Akhilesh Yadav is there, Arvind Kejriwal is there, and the Pinarayi Vijayan is there, and
so interesting that you say that. Manisha Priyam, just wanted to get your thoughts. Do you agree with Ashutosh's assessment on this? How do you see this front shaping up? Is it possible to do it without the Congress?
Yes, certainly. I think there are many ideological reverses that I have seen in this front coming together today. Remember, this is a Telugu speaking area, and those who will remember the bifurcation of Andhra Pradesh and Tangaturi Prakasam, you saw a lot of Hindi speeches. I saw Arvind Kejriwal, Akhilesh Yadav chased in these speeches. Now these are being made in the areas of the Nizamat that are very poor areas, and also a very agrarian touch, a very rural local touch. So you can see that there is a local flavor that's being stirred up in Dakhan, a new way of doing politics. Until now, one would only see a Mamata Banerjee versus Modi. Now you see a Dakhan front being opened up. I was surprised, and I do not know the details as to why the Dravid leaders did not join in, especially because there has been a row with the governor there, Mr. R.N. Ravi. So as of now, I would say also Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, who always said that he shuns ideological politics and does issue-based politics. You had on one side the tall Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan, and on the other D. Raja. So clearly what has become very apparent is that you've got many ideological reverses, but chief ministers, erstwhile chief ministers, and important leaders of the left all joining together. And therefore, the primacy this time may be to regional leaders ahead, backed by the left. We don't know what will happen at the electoral hustings, but I can tell you also that Mr. KCR will reap a regional advantage. A big portrayal of the Bharat in the land of the Telugu Mata will help him with tailwinds as he sails towards the elections. So many things being eyed all at once, this time in the unknown and nondescript district of Khammam, not very well known to other parts of India, but I do think that Mahbubnagar, Khammam and Suryapet coming together is an important thing that has happened today.
I think that's quite interesting when you put it that way. Let me ask Krishank Manne of the TRS this question that you actually raised, Manisha Priyam. Why wasn't the DMK there, for example, today? Wouldn't that have been an important constituent? You're actually facing very similar challenges vis-a-vis constitutional authorities like the governor. So in that sense, despite this coming together of certain opposition parties, does it only further expose the fractures in the opposition? Krishank Manne.
Well, Nidhi, it's too early actually, because this is just the first step, the first meet of the BRS. And I'd like to remind, when Bharatiya Janata Party initial statements on the launch or KCRG's interest towards national politics of TRS to BRS, we were mocked that there are no takers, that KCR is alone. But today we are sending a message that no, we are not alone. On the first day of the launch of our first public gathering, we are showing you a strong message that we have takers, we have supporters who believe in us. And number two, yes, we know there are many more forces who will add, because the point is the agenda we are talking about. You see, every chief minister, or in fact the opposition leader or the speakers from today's venue, have spoken about people's issues, be it agriculture, be it irrigation, be it the youth unemployment and Bharatiya Janata Party's promises. So it has been issue specific, and we feel that 1.5 years is a long time for the 2024 polls. Number games, pre-poll alliances, post-poll alliance.
It's not actually that far. By the way, it's not that far. The BJP is already, it's already got plans in place. It's got a 3-layered structure in place in 160 constituencies where they didn't do well last time. So they're actually very much, they've thrown themselves into the Lok Sabha campaign. It's not too early. It might actually be very late. But you didn't answer my question on the DMK. I'll come back to that. But Supriya Srinera, I wanted to ask you that if the situation arises, let's say, somehow the opposition is able to come together in whatever way, and if the situation arises that the Congress has to give support to a regional front rather than be the leader of that front, would the Congress be willing to do that?
Thank you very much for having me on the show, and a very good evening to all of you. I want to go back to the 31st December press conference of Rahul Gandhi ji. He was asked exactly this question, and I will quote him verbatim. And he said that the opposition is all together. There are very many reasons why people are not coming together in an open show of strength, because the BJP does pressurize you with agencies, with money power, with false cases. But when the time comes, you will see a united opposition take on Mr. Modi and his flawed policies. He also went on to say that there will be states where we will be calling the shots, and there will be many states where we will be willing to bargain and take a look, a more junior position. And I think that is the reality of the rise of regional parties. We are not living in an oblivion. We are not shying away from that. However, I want to make a very important point here, Nidhi, and I think the point that needs to be made is whether it is today's meeting or similar meetings that have happened in the past. I think the narrative in this country is very much set. And I take a lot of pride in saying that the Congress has been very instrumental in setting up that narrative. The narrative is against Mr. Modi's flawed policies, which give 40% wealth to 1% Indians. That narrative is against unemployment. That narrative is against price rise. Now, ambition is a good thing in politics, and I think everybody is entitled to be ambitious, and we saw a lot of ambition out there. There's nothing wrong with it. We have nothing against even the BRS. But yes, the opposition has to be watchful and has to guard against people who get played by the BJP, who purposely act as team B of the BJP, ensure vote division happens, and the BJP wins. And with people like that, there can be no ideological compromises made.
When you say B team of the BJP, is that a reference to the Aam Admi Party? And secondly, if you're saying that actually the opposition is united, etc., then why leave out the TRS and the AAP from your Bharat Jodo finale invitation?
I will tell you why. Because we are obviously, opposing each other. We are rivals in Telangana. There's an election that's due. And obviously we are at it with each other in Telangana as far as the BRS is concerned. We have nothing against them. But yes, unequivocally, I do doubt the intentions of the Aam Admi Party. I doubt their ideological switch. I doubt the silence of their supreme leader when it comes to, minorities being oppressed or a woman being raped in Gujarat. He was there every single day. He did not name her even once. Bilkis Bano. He keeps quiet when minorities are being tortured here in Delhi. Why? Because every time, this is true for parties like AIMM also. Every time the BJP is in trouble, they go and do the Rescue Act. Mr. Owaisi is not going to contest elections in Telangana by-poll elections, but he is going to contest them in Bihar and ensure that the BJP candidate wins.
It's clear who
It's clear
who you're targeting. Okay, it's clear who you're saying you believe are the B team of the BJP, the AAP and Mr. Owaisi's party. But again, these sort of various permutation and combinations are, it makes you a little dizzy when you look at it, because Fawad Halim, isn't the left, trying to forge an alliance with the Congress in Tripura, where elections are happening in a few weeks, and yet it goes and attends a meeting in Hyderabad, which is actually keeping the Congress out?
Yes, but what is wrong with that?
No, I'm just asking those contradictions. I mean, how does one get around those contradictions? I know it's happened in the past also.
Contradiction.
Fawad
No,
Halim.
I'll tell you why.
I'll tell you,
I'll tell you
Supriya,
why.
let him answer. Please, let him answer. I'll come back to you.
There is
Yes.
no contradiction at all.
We have fair experience in dealing with the contours of the reality of Indian politics. We are a large country. We have various diversities. We have diverse political opinions. We have states which have different realities. We have districts within states which have different realities. And according to those contours, one has to take decisions in favor of India as a country. And over here, I think so, everybody in the opposition, if you see the narrative, even the narrative of the meeting that took place today, it was the Bharatiya Janata Party which was center to the narrative, and that government has to go. And that tone and tenor is actually coming from below. It is being reflected in the state leadership across India. And the loss in Himachal, I think so, is a seminal indication that the people of India actually are turning their mood. If you see, we've been in this situation before, you mentioned it. In Kerala, we were in the opposition, you had a Congress government. In Bengal, we were in power, the Congress was in opposition. Yet in the UPA one, what you call, for 4 years, we supported that government and it ran effectively and it took concrete decisions in terms of Manrega, getting the Sachar committee report out and everything. And India saw a lot of progress during those 4 years there. So we are experienced with these contours. It is our responsibility. And as the left, I think so, people do expect that we will play that role. That when we are in South India and we are seeing the expression against the Bharatiya Janata Party, to be over there and understand.
So you're saying this is the practical. You're saying these are the practical realities. You're saying these are the practical realities of politics in India. My question is, Rachna Reddy of the BJP, that will voters understand that this is the practical reality? Or would you say that there is a genuine challenge to the BJP if the opposition actually does manage to get its act together?
I believe not, Hindi. I mean, thank you for having me on the show. But I mean, I've been looking at the narrative of the general debate so far. If you see, except the CPI and CPM, the Congress or the BRS, erstwhile TRS, they have absolutely no ideology. They have absolutely no ideology, and it is an opportunistic yes or no as to whether they are supporting or they are coming together as an opposition or not. Because if you look at the Congress's stake, or rather the Congress's response in Telangana, there are times when they said, oh no, they're going solo and they are against the PRS and PRS, etc., etc. And then there are other instances when the BRS leaders and the Congress leaders are silent. They support each other through their actions, through their thoughts, through their ideologies, through their lack of response on certain issues. And here, the CPI, which actually has a genuine ideology, is completely misplaced in a political realm which itself has no ideology. Here, BRS itself, I mean, it is trying desperately to gain a national recognition of sorts. And all these players today, 3 chief ministers and then the CPI leaders, etc., they are a desperate attempt by the PRS's Supremo to gain some kind of national reflection.
Right. So you're saying
bargained and borrowed.
You're saying that the contradictions actually weaken any opposition fight. You're saying that the contradictions in the opposition camp weaken the challenge to the BJP. But I have another question. Yeah, Supriya, go ahead. Then I'll come to Ashutosh.
There is no challenge to the Bharatiya Janata Party because the opposition will never come together.
Okay.
There are parties that have no ideologies.
You're convinced that opposition unity is a mirage.
Contradicting ideologies, but they won't come together at all.
Small point?
Yeah, Supriya, go ahead.
One small point. It's always very amusing when you hear the BJP talk about ideology. What is BJP's ideology in Assam versus Goa versus Nagaland on something as simple as eating beef? They have no ideology because every manifesto is different. What is their ideology as far as Mehbooba Mufti, when they are partners, is concerned? It is different. When the government falls off and they have a fallout, she becomes a part of the Gupkar gang, quote unquote. So there is no ideology. Their only ideology is naked pursuit of power to work for one or two rich Indians. But that time is over. India is absolutely troubled with what you have bestowed upon her. They want you out no sooner than tomorrow. They don't even want to wait for another year. So wait and watch. And don't
I need to comment on this, Nidhi, because
the most compromised political entity in the
this is
history of
absolutely
this
uncalled for. Because it is the Congress that has absolutely no ideology, and it is the Congress that has driven India to the ground for the last 70 years.
I have to ask Rachna Reddy, look, 1 second, guys, 1 second, we're all just talking over each other, just time out for a second. Rachna Reddy, my question is, look, let's face it, the BJP has a clear ideology, and we all know what that is. You can't say the Congress doesn't have an ideology when there is a Bharat Jodo Yatra going on, and they're quite clear on what their ideology is. So it's not a battle of ideologies. It's about electoral. I cannot outshout you, and I don't want to. Okay, guys, 1 second. Ashutosh, just come in on this. The question also here is that why would other parties rally around KCR? 9 MPs in the Lok Sabha compared to, say, the DMK's 24 or Mamta's 22. Even the Shiv Sena has 19 MPs. So the question is that would they rally around KCR as a leader of the front? You'll have to unmute your mic, Ashutosh.
Nidhi, I think we are unnecessarily jumping to any conclusion, because if you look at KCR is very smartly using Arvind Kejriwal, Akhilesh Yadav, Pinarayi Vijayan, everybody, because he also knows that in 2023 there is a assembly election in Telangana. So the bigger KCR is projected at the national level, the better for him in the assembly elections. So I think he is placing himself and selling to the Telangana viewers that I am not an ordinary leader. I am a much bigger leader, and that helps. That will certainly help in assembly election. The fact of the matter is, can Akhilesh Yadav go with the BJP? No, he can't, because Akhilesh Yadav is principally pitted against BJP in UP. If he decides to go with the BJP, he's dead. Can KCR go with the BJP? No, he can't, because again his party will be dead. Arvind Kejriwal, can he go with the BJP? No, he can't, because in UP and in Delhi, he's pitted against the BJP. So the fact of the matter is, the coalition politics by nature is chaotic. Coalition politics by nature is happens till the last minute. All kinds of things will happen. Somebody will run away from here, somebody will run away there. The experience shows that. So in my opinion, I think let's not jump to the conclusion. Even if there is a Pinarayi Vijayan and a CPI is with the KCR, that only helps KCR to emerge as a very tall leader in Telangana, so that BJP and the Congress, if they put forth any challenge to him, it doesn't that doesn't cut any ice with the voter.
No, you're absolutely right. And so much is going to change. So much is going to change politically between now and the next general election. A week is a long time in politics. They say ek saal ki to baat hi nahi. But Manisha Priyam, another question I have is that when you look at, for instance, the rise of the Aam Admi Party and the fact that it has happened largely at the cost of the Congress vote, whether it is in Delhi or even in Gujarat, where they made inroads at the Congress's expense, or Punjab, etc. How important is it for AAP and the Congress to be on the same page? Because at the moment, it doesn't really look like that's going to happen. But, I mean, of course, you never know in politics, but how crucial does that become to get them on the same page?
So for the Aam Admi Party, don't mind my saying this, their existence has been cannibalizing the Congress Party. And the fact is that if the Congress is going to slide like this without anybody else being able to come and take in, the Aam Admi Party has been able to come in there. The Aam Admi Party has to, look at the way they've gone into Punjab, look at the way they came into Delhi. I mean, they turned Sheila Dikshit late Mrs. Sheila Dikshit, Honorable Mrs. Sheila Dikshit into a principal opponent. In Punjab, they were digging their heels, but the slide of the Congress was something that the Aam Admi Party could not have helped. So as far as I see it, there will be a lot of difference between the Aam Admi Party and the Congress, because that is the way they have grown. They have not grown on...
But isn't that advantage BJP immediately?
They have not grown on regional aspirations. They have not grown on son of the soil policies. But what they are doing together with KCR, if you notice today, is the politics of developmentalism, the Vikas Purush politics, the Kanti Velugu that has been spoken about, main ye scheme yahan launga, DM office aise hoga. So the good governance preserve is what is the anti-BJP stroke that, these are all people sitting in power. Rahul Gandhi is today an opposition leader on the streets. He is taking on the BJP straight. Now, these chief ministers or erstwhile chief ministers are promising a politics of deliveries, promising what they will do to the people. So there is a subtle difference between what Rahul Gandhi is doing on the road, taking on the BJP directly, a leader of the opposition, a man who seems to be driven by conviction, anti-BJP, the statement that he gave against Varun Gandhi, that I will be beheaded and then be at the doorsteps of the RSS. So that's the strong, very strong anti-BJP stance that he is taking. These leaders have taken on, yes, an anti-BJP stand, but they've spread out a message of developmentalism.
Well, actually, it's interesting you brought up the Varun Gandhi point, because a quick question to Supriya on that, many believe, Supriya, that was it politically wise for Rahul Gandhi to kind of, in a sense, close the door on Varun Gandhi's speculation that he may, possibly come to the Congress in this way? Wouldn't it actually have helped the Congress if hypothetically he was to join the party? I mean, a big face from UP, a member of parliament from UP?
So let me answer that question, but before that, I want to place two statistics on record. There are 208 Lok Sabha seats of 2019 where the Congress was second to the BJP or any other party, and there are 52 seats that we won. So 260 seats is where we were either first or second. How do you think about a front without the Congress? That's point number one, with all due respect to everybody on this panel. The point that you raise about Varun Gandhi, or anybody for that matter who's upset with the BJP or is making, statements against them, if you really have the guts and if you're really in opposition, then walk out of the BJP. Do not espouse the ideology that the BJP stands for. You cannot be a BJP MP, keep criticizing them, and then be expected to be lauded by the Congress. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Rahul Gandhi was very brave, and he put aside personal relationship, and he said, I hug him as a brother. We have a relationship, but as far as endorsing his politics and his affection for the RSS is concerned, I am not for that. And we are absolutely on two political spectrums as far as that is concerned. I think that's a brave ideological statement that he's making, and I don't see anything wrong with that.
All right, well, I have to leave it at that tonight. Fascinating conversation on where opposition politics may head from here. Interesting days ahead. Thanks very much to all of you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.